So I'm just going to say it, man. Grip training. You don't really have to do a ton of specific grip training to get good grip. But what you got to do is stop strapping up, stop chalking up, stop wrapping up, stop using things that assist the grip, and just grip it. If it's heavy and it sucks, it's because it's fucking heavy and it sucks. like, sorry, but people just reach. I get it too. There's merit to using the straps. So where you might want to use the straps is, for example, like if you're a bodybuilder or you're doing some bodybuilding specific type of stuff geared towards your shelf for bench or your shelf for squat, or you're basically setting the scaps for deadlift. Those are like the three things I can relate to for powerlifting. Also, you got to have your scaps set for overhead press in strongman and Olympic lifting, right? So anyways, yeah, strap up for heavy sets that you wouldn't be able to hold on to without the straps, obviously. Chalk up once it starts to slip out of your hands from sweat, right? But do not belt up until you need a belt. Do not chalk up until you need some chalk. And do not strap up until you cannot hold on to that fucking thing anymore. And if you have a hard time, like, even try dead stop singles, dead stop singles, dead stop singles. That'll build your grip more than just strapping up every time it gets kind of hard, you know? So stop being a pussy and fucking grip it harder. And if your forearms are fucked up, that's a whole different story. But that's all I've got to say about that. I have hardly used my straps in like 7 months, partly because my arms have been fucking broken. So I haven't been moving much weight around anyways. But yeah, stop overusing straps. Straps are there for like really heavy stuff or for high rep sets for weights that your hands are just not going to be able to handle. Or to reduce cumulative fatigue in an area that's getting overtrained. So that's like a workaround tool, right? So you don't want to just throw straps in there. Like, how can I relate this to something that's not even progressive overload related? I have a buddy who got on the Glow Stack recently. And so he shoots me a message. He's like, how much water did I put in it? And I'm like, oh, fuck. I don't know how many fucking milligrams of anything there are in there. So I can't tell you how much fucking water to put in there. Like, did you not like plan your cycle? You got one jug of this stuff. And look, I don't give drug advice, but before you even buy a drug, you're supposed to know the amount you're gonna take. What the fucking no, before the amount you're gonna take, you have to know what the fucking drug or substance does in the body physiologically. So if you are unable to articulate in even the simplest terms what the function of the substance is in the body, you shouldn't fucking be taking it. You should focus on food, sleep, the simple shit. And I hate to say it over and over too, but that is the simple shit. And that simple shit would get you so far, guys. So far. It's ridiculous. And then when you sprinkle in a little bit of extra shit, but don't just sprinkle in extra shit just because. Figure out what it is, figure out what it does, figure out, the safety profile of the shit. Does it degrade under these conditions? Can you mix it in the same pen? Can you, whatever, find out all of the variables, figure out what your dosing protocol is going to look like, because they're not always going to be the exact same micrograms. Let's see, we're talking peptides here, but micrograms per shot. And from there, oh God, I don't even want to encourage people to design their own stacks because most people are just so bad at this stuff. It really is hard for me to wrap my head around. It's probably because I've been doing it since I was like 17. Like, not cycle design and everything, but like supplement research, for example. If I wanted to take a new supplement, I would investigate every single fucking ingredient on the label and see if I could get it cheaper somewhere else. And like 99.9% of the time, yeah, you could just buy that shit bulk and you can get grams of it instead of like hundreds of milligrams. That's what I did with my acetyl L-carnitine. I know, blah, blah, blah. There's a lot of pushback, causes atherosclerosis, maybe stomach cancer, whatever. I found it gave me a cognitive boost, and I found it was very effective. But the reason I'm talking about that shit, like my pre-workout stack that I used to take, is because I did so much fucking research on every single substance, and I narrowed it down to the most effective, most studied, most likely to give me a benefit, and cost-effective substances. And that's the ones I took. And I bought kilos of them, not just fucking a couple 100 grams, a couple kilos, not in pill form. And I fucking basically started taking them at like the highest dose The highest dose that made sense, basically, which is always the minimum effective dose. But yeah, straps, minimum effective dose, rant, over, done. Don't be a bitch. Do your fucking homework and fucking squeeze your hands a little bit. Work. You know what training is? Training is hard. You know why? Because you're trying to get stronger for something harder later. Fuck.